Hey guys, welcome back. It is 5-band time. I don't know if I've ever seen or if there's anything even comparable to the amount of criticism that they get for their Pokemon card artwork compared to any other artist. This is the one. This is the punching bag of the Pokemon art world. So today we're going to take a look through at every single one of the 1,362 artworks that they've done. We're going to give some thoughts, but more importantly, you guys, I want everyone watching this video to comment down below with their favorite 5-band artwork. Not all of it's for me. CG art in general, typically not my thing, but I think they've done a really good job on a lot of this stuff. We have to take into consideration the age of a lot of the artwork that is put out. We can't compare this to alt arts that have, they've only been a thing just recently. The end of Sun and Moon barely touched on it, and then Sword and Shield, we've kind of been getting them in abundance. So we're going to take that into consideration. Take into consideration that it might not be a Pokemon that you necessarily like, but yeah. All right, let's start looking. So. These gold trainer cards, the stadium cards, I think are absolutely awesome. They look really cool in person. Also, I guess we have to take into consideration that none of the cards on here are going to show holo or texture. So stuff like your full arts from Sun and Moon are going to get a lot of hate. But they're kind of designed that way. The background has to be very plain because it's going to be filled in with texture. Also, if they go from full art to rainbow or even shiny, like with the shiny GXs, they need something that's easily converted over. You're not going to have something ridiculous that's hard to recolor. You'll be spending days and days just trying to redo all the smaller details. So like on the golem there, even on the this Alolan Exeggutor GX. The point is to make variations, matching variations, and that's the thing too. They need the goal was definitely for consistency with these full arts and rainbow cards, and you see a lot more detail done by the same artists in the GX world. So we can get a little bit more going on here with the backgrounds, with the particles, whether it's rocks or whatever else flying around in the background. We got some very nice stuff. There are some derpies, some derpy werpies every now and then, but I think that's kind of the thing with like any artist that puts out this many Pokemon cards, or any set of artists that put out this many Pokemon cards. There's going to be ones that you like. There's going to be ones that you dislike. There's also a lot of item cards and stadiums and stuff like that. Okay, it's probably not going to be as exciting, but the goal of those is not necessarily to be exciting. It's to be recognizable. And it's to play the game. There are full art versions of a lot of those, which are typically designed to be a little bit more special and crazy. Also, like your break cards, it's supposed to be like a metallic version of the Pokemon. So I mean, there's only so much you can do there. Again, with the full arts going into the other, I think even this like Arceus VSTAR, the recolor that they've done on these recently. Beyond like turning it into a hyper and turning it into a secret is worlds above what they used to do, and I would imagine that it took a lot more effort. You see that there's even like some of the particles and stuff like that they had to remove. They had to simplify in order to make it a hyper rare. So a little bit of a difference there. Archeops here, I love that Pokemon, but we're due for some kind of really cool Archeops. Please, thanks. But yeah, getting in here, we have the Articuno GX, the I guess 2/3 arts is what you would call them. Some of these cards are really nice. That Articuno, not exactly my favorite, but yeah. Next page 2 of 23. We got the Articuno GX. We get the Ash Greninja EX, the Azumar Charizard, if you will. Very nice. There's some of these ones here, just like the regulars, not even necessarily rares, but your regular format Pokemon cards that are very nice. Here we got the Aurorus with the cave and the crystals. The Avalugg on the iceberg. I think there's a Bergmite as well on an iceberg, so kind of matching. I'm not sure if that's both from Flash Fire. I can't remember off the top of my head. We got the Bayonet. Again, the full arts. These are kind of a sign of the times. I know it wasn't that long ago since we had GXs. It was just in Sun and Moon. But it's the same thing with level X's or primes or anything like that. It was a format, and you can't really criticize the artwork based on the format if it's built to meet that format. We got the Behem here, nice and golden. There's the Bergmite. Yeah, Flash Fire as well. So I like those. The background, pretty good, solid Bergmite there. I think a lot of people just immediately associate the 5-band artwork itself with something like the Blacephalon here, which is just, it's pretty plain. It's just a plain background. It has texture. But outside of that, it's the Pokemon. That's it. That's all. It's CG. It's the Pokemon, and it's the majority of the card, and transformed into different variations. So a lot of the hate on it might also be the fact that people really hate the full arts. We can't forget the fact that they did the full arts from Black and White, which in my opinion were much stronger than they were in Sun and Moon, and even in Sword and Shield. But the thing is, at this point in time, your full arts, those were the chase cards. So that would be like comparing it to an alt art now, or comparing it to a level X, comparing it to it's a little hard to compare it to like a gold star, but something like an EX, like a lowercase EX or a prime. That's kind of the realm that we're getting into here. The chase card typically has to be the most like appealing of the cards, of the artwork, of the, I guess at least of the flashiness of the card, and that's sort of where the hyper rares led into. So like the Blaziken on the left, artwork wise, it's far superior to the other two here, but these two are the rarity and rarity aspect and the chase aspect. If you were just pulling him, it wouldn't be as exciting, because GXs were fairly easy to pull. These Braixens, I think they did a really good job with the Braixen line. I think the Fennekin coming up is also, there's a couple really good examples. Some of the birds, this Bunnelby on the left here, if you think that's bad, I don't know what to tell you. That's a nice little Bunnelby right there. That's from that X and Y, or the Kalos starter set. Very cool. But yeah, I like the shadow there, kind of like looking down, the sun coming through the trees. Beautiful card. Does it get appreciated? No, not really, but it's also just part of that Kalos starter set that most people probably haven't taken a look through. Here we have the Buzzwoles. So again, this could be a little bit on the end of the Pokemon selection. Most people not really a fan of Ultra Beasts. And then here, Celebi. I thought it was pretty funny because a lot of the people that were complaining about all the 5-band art, when Amazing Rares were released or announced, they're like, oh my god, those are the greatest things in existence. And I was like, did you look at who did the art on them? But yeah, this is just 5-band. Again, the 5-band like CG artwork with a rainbow splash around it instead of being like a full art here. So like you just take the Buzzwole, put it on a rainbow splash, and you're pretty much in the same boat. So that was funny to me. The Celebi here, really nice. It's simplistic, but again, it's got enough going on in the background. Even though the background is nonsensical, really nothing, it kind of shows some movement and is really cool, in my opinion. Next step, so here we go. We're going to get into the Vs, the full art Vs versus the regular Vs. Again, artwork wise, the regular V is always going to be better than the full art, just in terms of the artwork itself, done by the same person. This has to be simplistic, because when you end up getting a shiny version of it, or you end up getting a rainbow version, the VMAXs are sort of an exception. They do have a lot of this like effects and stuff around them, but I would imagine that's just like a different layer that they can remove when they do the VMAX version. So they can make it a little less stale. It has texture as well, but it's not super texture based like the GXs or the V's are. So we gotta take that all into consideration. We got the Charizards coming up here. I really like the Charizard VSTAR. Really action packed. He's kind of flying in towards you. No, it's not the full card artwork, but in terms of a Charizard, I think he's pretty good. He's pretty nasty. He's flying at you. I think the VSTAR cards in general, I just really like the way that the artwork is set up on them. And then these guys here, again, this is Sun and Moon. This is Sun and Moon. It's got to be a copy paste, change the color, and produce a different card for a different chase and a different set. If you look at the 5-band Charizard GX, again, a much nicer Charizard than any of these boys here. These ones are the valuable ones. These ones are the harder ones to get. I guess other than this guy here is just a promo. But yeah, your Hyper Zard and your Shiny Zard GX, a little bit harder to pull, and they're more valuable for that reason. But in terms of artwork, I'm sorry, the regular GX is much nicer. Cherish Ball, okay, so we get like secret trainers and stuff like that. Someone has to make these, and I mean, it would be cool to have different artworks. I think we saw it recently with Quick Ball got like a second release, and it had a different artwork in the background. It was kind of laying on the floor or something. That would be kind of cool if it had some stuff in the background, but also just like the shiny gold items. Pretty cool to have. I know some people definitely like putting them in their deck. Personally, I would never do that. I would just feel terrible shuffling like $100 cards, especially as vigorously as some people do shuffle. Here, the chest pins. I do like this chest pin here. It ended up making it into the 25th anniversary set for the McDonald's for all the starters. Cinderace all over the place. Again, it's Cinderace, not one of my favorite Pokemon. Maybe doesn't necessarily lend the best to CG. A lot of the Pokemon do look pretty good in those like 3D models, as they would in the game or anything else. But yeah. Oh, this one here though. This one, yeah, the Cinderace right here with the GMAX Fireball. It's pretty badass. This is like almost alt art territory with this one. In my opinion, it's not an alt art, but it gives me alt art vibes. We got the Bath, so again, another stadium card, which is, people are, especially if you don't play the game, you're gonna find this extra lackluster. Like this is just a Bath. That's pretty much it. Serves its purpose. We got the Claunchers. I do like this Clauncher here. Very cool. They like to do like a realistic kind of scenario or background, which I think when it's like overdone, like I want the Pokemon to look like it could fit in like a realistic kind of scenario, but I don't want the Pokemon to be like overly realistic, like Detective Pikachu, where they got like all kinds of weird textures and veins and stuff. Like, just don't go beyond this. Keep it nice and smooth, how it should be, kind of true to the actual like model, the Pokemon models themselves. So here, Colossal. The V here, a little lackluster in terms of what could be going on around it. It does have to have that brown there since it's a fighting type, but not one of the greatest. Also, not really one of my favorite Pokemon. And then we get a little bit bland here. You notice the Sword and Shield backgrounds on the full arts have a little bit more going on and some contrasting colors, but they do have the textures as well, not shown. Colossal VMAX. And again, we got the swirly whirlies going around here because it's got to be a separate layer or something that they can remove it from when they're making the hyper rare version. They probably just remove layer, bloop, rainbow that bad boy, and there you go. I totally agree. Before anyone says anything, The rainbow stuff, that it needs to, they need to move on to something else. I think the alt arts were and are a good replacement for hyper rares. Just leave it at that. It'll also reduce the set size down to something that's a little bit more reasonable. Here again, the full arts. I love the full arts from Black and White, but that's the thing too. Maybe the full arts overstayed their welcome a little bit. Even if they took like a backseat and were like a secondary kind of thing, I think that was fine. I think still if they want to be a secondary thing, that's fine. But are they needed? Maybe. You kind of need something that's a little bit of an upgrade or a bigger pull than just like your regular GX or hyper, or not hyper, but ultra rare. I like this Cobalion on the left here. The GXs are really nice. People kind of don't value them because they are so inexpensive. They were so easy to pull, but that's the thing. You got to be able to pull the GXs for both play and, if they made the GXs hard to pull, and then the your full arts and your rainbows and your everything else were even harder, we'd be in an even crazier nightmare scenario. Caparaja, again, not really my favorite Pokemon. There are some of the VMAXs that you can definitely tell they're trying to make them take up the entirety of the card to give them that illusion. It's hard to make something look bigger when it's on the same size card as everything else, other than like your V Unions and stuff like that. But they didn't make VMAX into V Unions. We got the Gigantamax and the Dynamax guys have to just look big on the card itself and without a background, because the VMAXs don't have a background. They just have the swirls to kind of give them the illusion of motion and ferocity. Then you end up with this kind of stuff. So this a little bit lackluster here. Again, this would look a little bit different with the texture on there. But yeah, that's kind of the result that we're seeing here. I'm certain this was the instructions. This was the task at hand, and that's kind of what they were creating. We got some hammers. We got some cryogonals, energies. Your patches, your dark patch. Dark patch just came back. The Darkrai here, look at that Darkrai on the left. That's sick. Yes, it's CG. It's like Black and White, Team Plasma, full art. Very, very nice. Again, the VSTARs I think are all pretty sick. Gotta like those. We got the full art Darkrai EX here. That was a promo, and then this one here is from the actual set. I think. No, those are two different. This one has Dark Cloak and this one has Hide and Shadows. Different Darkrai's. And then we get into, here's where we're getting into the GXs, the Full Art GX. Surprised they didn't do the actual GX, the Darkrai GX. Must have been another artist. But yeah, you kind of see the trend here, especially with the GXs. It's very obvious because there's no additional particles or anything added. To the earlier version with like the regular GXs. The Dawnwings and Necrozma. So here you can kind of see the difference in the amount of detail added. We have a very simplistic version of the same Pokemon. Dawnwings here. Like this Dawnwings here where he's kind of like swooping back. This Decidueye is badass. I don't care what you say. Again, I like their GXs are very, very nice. But that's when you get into the lighting and the details. You got kind of like the little quill on the arrow here is kind of lit up, but you also have like the shadows from the leaves above as he's in a tree. Sun coming down through the forest. I think they do that better than anything. There's a couple examples where there's water, like light rays coming through the water, which are really, really nice. But then again, Decidueye, we got the fancy versions, the fancy alternate versions here. Not quite as nice. They're just not. That's kind of how it works. Maybe we'll see that change someday. Clearly they were doing it with the VMAXs, so we got some Denenes. I do like the Denene, like anything that where they're like Pokemon in nature, pretty nice. Delphox here. I do like the EXs looking back too are pretty sick. The effects on the card itself, kind of like the swoop here, and we got the kind of fire effects. I think that's pretty cool. Got the Deoxys EX, again, more black and white full art era stuff. Right. Oh, the silver Dialga. Yeah, we bring that up quite a bit. For some reason, it doesn't have the Palkia, the silver Palkia to go with it. It should. I don't know why it never happened. I meant to look up to see if it ever happened in Japanese, but I don't think it did. I don't know if they just forgot about Palkia. For whatever reason, there's no Palkia. It should be a silver Palkia as well. I'm going to have to go back in time and get them to create one. This Diancie, even though the background is kind of nonsensical, still very nice. Still looks good with the card. You can make a background that doesn't necessarily tell a story, and it can still look nice, still be visually appealing, it still fit with the artwork of the Pokemon itself. Here we have a Ditto. Very, very cool. I do like Ditto cards where he's transforming or he's doing something neat, or turned into another Pokemon. We have the Dragalge. This one here, this is sick. You get the water here. You can see the sun or the light coming down through the water and creating those like patterns on the Pokemon itself. I think this Pokemon in general kind of lends well to being CG. Again, also the fact that this must be a holo. I don't know if I even have this, but if I don't, I'm going to have to check afterwards. We're going to have to check it out in real life and see what it looks like. But anything underwater, in my opinion, usually looks pretty sick nasty in a holo, because the way that it shimmers and shines lends itself really well to those like holo patterns. Dragapult. All right, so we got the most recent Dragapult Prime from the 25th. We got the Dragonite GX. Again, your GX, it looks a whole lot better than your full art and your rainbow. Same artist. Here we have the Drampa GX. Again, looks badass. Not so much in the full art versions. But still exciting to pull these guys here, because they are hard to pull. And they do kind of look, even though they look a little bit too similar in terms of playing them in the same deck, it's kind of cool that you can actually build a deck and I'll have all your GXs and whatever in the same full art or rainbow or shiny fashion. Drone Rotom. This Druddigon here looking pretty fierce. I like that. The Team Plasma stuff is pretty cool. Nice little effect. Nice that they got the blue borders, which is a weird and wacky change. We got the Durance here. With the same kind of thing going on with the Dubwool. The regular Dubwools here, not all that exciting. But I mean, I don't know how you could make an exciting Dubwool card in like a standard format. It'd be interesting to see. Maybe if he's really angry and like charging something. The Electro GX, same deal. Eldegoss V, same deal. He's got the seeds popping off. The Electrode here. Love the lightning electricity effects coming off of them. Very cool. But then you get into the very simplistic and color variant version here with Emboar. These are a little boring. This one here being the secret number 100, where he's got the blue flames and the blue pants or shorts, whatever you want to call them. We have some of these secret rare items down at the bottom. Empoleon Break. So like people didn't really like the break cards either, but all of a sudden there's a resurgence or like a desire for them. It's kind of the same gimmick as your amazing rares or anything like that. Entei, very cool. Not as cool as the GX ones, although this is the full art with texture. It looks pretty cool. Black and white. I think a little bit more effort went into the full arts themselves, and you can see that if you've held one, or if you want to look some up, some actual images up or video of them, it does them much more justice. We have the, I think they did a good chunk of the Team Plasma Eeveelutions, which are pretty cool. We have the Espeons. I do like this Espeon here, kind of flying up through the air. Again, the very simplistic version for the recolors. This Esper looking lost in the forest. Not the best background for him. Could have used some other colors or something, but still looks like he's where he's supposed to be, other than the fact that he's lost. We had the secret rare Execute. This was pretty cool because if he was in your discard pile, you can put him in your hand. So any deck where you're trying to like fill bench space to do damage, you pop this guy back into your hand, and then put him back on the bench. Kind of like an always bench sitter position for that Skyfield. I think it's Skyfield. And the Rayquaza deck. These Fennekins here, kind of like the Fennekins. Again, pretty well done. A lot of these Pokemon, because their Pokemon lend really well to the CG. This one here, definitely the better of the two. Flabebe, again, another Pokemon that lends very well to being in nature and being CG. These are both amazing cards. Here's a Flareon. So yeah, they might have done every single one of the Team Plasma Eeveelutions, which is pretty neat. This one here, had you not shown me that it was 5-band, I probably wouldn't believe it. I don't know if they did all three of these tin promos. They might have. But then the Flareon Full Art and the Flareon VMAX. So pretty much all the Flareons, other than the alternate arts, which is pretty cool. We have the Fletchinder. This Fletchling here, definitely one of my favorite 5-bands. Just, I don't know what it is. The bird Pokemon, they kind of lend really well to like being in nature. We got like that really out of focus background. He's kind of perched up on a rock here. It looks right. Same with the one here. This Fletchling here on the branch. It just looks like what a Pokemon would be doing if you came across one in the woods. This is what you'd find. Floatstone. We got the Floette. Again, like the Floette and the Florges, they kind of lend themselves really well. Flygon GX. This, I'm pretty sure his eyes are hollow. This is like a must for me with the Flygon cards. I feel like his eyes need to be shiny. It's got like that like transparent red bubble over top of them, which is looks really cool when it's hollow. All right, we got some Froakies, some Frogadiers. Do like this Froakie right here. This one here is having a blast. I like the water droplets kind of popping up from the lily pad that he's dancing on. Gotta like that. We got some Articuno Galarian Articunos. The birds here, not really much going on. He's got like kind of a sky full of lightning, it seems. Could have been a little bit better scenery. I'm not sure what exactly, but same with the recolor variations. We got the full art and the secret. We got the Cursolas. We got the Darmanitans, and not really my favorites. This could have been, I think, a whole lot better with the background. Something different. There's a lot going on already, especially with the VMAX stuff, with the swirls and everything else. But again, those are for recolor purposes. We got the Galarian Slowking in all his variations. The Zapdos. This Gallade is pretty sick. He's got like some screens up here, some sci-fi screens showing the Gallade attacking in some sort of Pokemon Stadium scenario. Some Garbodors. I do like this Garbodor as well. With the boats and stuff being the same ones that were used on the surfing and flying Pikachus. Garchomp. Gardevoir, the shiny ones from Black and White, pretty cool cards. The Gardevoir and Sylveon, again, it's another one of those very simplistic for recolor purposes. and not as cool as the Gardevoir here. The Gardevoir VMAX, I do really like the model and the textures used on that. I think it's pretty badass. And then the GX color variations. Now, Genesect, the full art Team Plasma Pokemon, I don't know what it is, like the background and the logo and that stuff going on. Big fan. Do like those quite a bit. We get into the Gengars. We got the Gengar Spirit Link, Gengar V, Gengar VMAX. Not my favorite Gengar cards. I think the Level X is probably my favorite Gengar. Not by 5-ban, but just in general. We get another Team Plasma full art here. We get the full art Giratina EX. Still just really, really cool stuff. There's the Glaceon from the Team Plasma. The VSTARs, again, I really like the art on the VSTARs. They do remind me of the Level X's a little bit, and I think that's probably why I like them so much. They're like an updated, like modern age Level X. This Glaceon here is pretty sick. I do like the kind of the flakes that are forming in the water and whatever's going on here. I think it just works really well. Action packed for sure. What else we got here? We got some Gudras. Gudras and Goomies, usually pretty good CGI candidates. Gourgeist here looking nice and smooth. The Greninjas, again, Greninja is definitely one of those Pokemon that lends itself well to the CG artwork. Here with the he's forming like the Shuriken Ninja Death Star. Gotta like that. I guess it's typically a thing here. Dancing Shuriken. Shuriken Flurry. Here he's got the Shuriken, but he doesn't have a Shuriken ability, which is neat. I guess maybe that's the sharpshooting aspect of it. Grimmsnarl, not really a fan of the Pokemon. I do that the VMAX is well done here. And again, they got the swirls and whirls that they can be removed for the shiny version. Do like these Groudons. Gotta like the full art black and whites. Very cool cards. Guzzlord, again, not really one of my favorite Pokemon. Same with Gumshoes. But you can see the Gumshoes GX is just far superior to the full art and the hyper. Guzzlords for days. Again, pretty bland on the recolor, but here we got some Gyarados, pretty wild. This one's pretty cool. I don't know what's going on. There's like a fire in the background here. Pretty wild stuff. We got the Headbringer. Another Team Plasma full art. The Heatran. Shout out to the real Heatran from Discord. The Lilligants. Again, the VSTAR looking pretty cool. Did they do the Lilligant VSTAR but not the Hyper VSTAR, but not the... Maybe they forgot that one on the list here. I would imagine that it was the same artist, that it was 5-ban for the Hyper and the regular V-Star Lilligant. I'm going to have to check that too. I'm quite certain it is. They probably just haven't uploaded it or tagged it in the wrong fashion. Samurott V-Star, very cool. Again, the V-Star is going to look better than the other ones. These ones have the rarity. More exciting. Maybe aesthetically, I think the plain ones are the nicer version. But you know, when they're that rare and they're that chasey, you kind of know what they all look like anyway. I think the excitement of that hard to pull, more rare version kind of lends itself a little bit better. Also with the texture, they're quite a bit nicer than even the Sword and Shield hyper rares are significantly nicer than the Sun and Moon ones. We got the Hoopas. The full art Hoopa here is pretty badass. The background is pretty generic stars and colors, but it works well with Hoopa, with the purple and the gray. Looks good. I like it. Very super playable card. Got some memories with that bad boy. The hypnotoxic laser. Yes, it's a super soaker, but yeah, that's kind of what it's designed to be. Simplistic. You got to be able to tell what's going on there, and that certainly does the job. Not an Incineroar fan necessarily. Not one of my favorite Pokemon, but pretty cool there. We got the flames coming up from them. The GX is still just much nicer than the Full Arts, etc. We got the Indeedis. We got the Inkays. I do like this little Inkay here. It's almost like he's glowing in the dark. This one here, kind of looking back. I feel like there should be like an explosion or something back there. Inteleons. Very cool. Probably going to go with this one or this one is my favorite. I like next to the swamp here. All very similar, very different poses. He's always got the little hand motions here. He's kind of like flattening his fin or something, fixing his hair. Jellicent. This is kind of cool. We got the both versions of the Jellicent there. Jirachi again with the black and white full arts. If you haven't seen black and white full arts, you're doing yourself a disservice. Team Plasma Jolteon. We got the Kartana. Again, the Ultra Beasts. Not really fan favorites. I'm wondering if we'll see much of them kind of going forward. If they'll be reintroduced or kind of splashed in every now and then. Again, Kingdra. Way better in the GX. Kingler VMAX. This is an awesome card. I love the Pokemon design. The fact that they gave him like a bubble beard. And he's like got the super long crabby legs. Very, very cool. We got the Cleavors, Blasty's favorite. So I'd like to know which one he's going to pick down below. I'm sure it's going to be one of these. But again, guys, don't pick it necessarily based on who your favorite Pokemon is. Pick it based on what your favorite artwork is. So these Kyogres here. Sick, nasty, extreme. Love them. The Q-Rems. Lots of Q-Rems. I think there's more Q-Rems that they did. Yeah, there we go. We got the full art. We got the Landorus boys. We're also going to run into a lot of Mega EXs, which will probably be all in order because we're in alphabetical order. Leafeon here. I think they did a great job on the Team Plasma. Eeveelutions. Some really nice stuff. This Leafeon is sick. I think I'm still missing this actually somehow. This one here as well. Love this. Yes, CG to the max. This is the Ultra Prism Leafeon GX. Very, very nice. I love the Leafeon. I don't know. Did they do the Glaceon as well? I think they might have. The Glaceon and Leafeon VSTARs. Again, a little bit of bias there because I do like the VSTARs a lot. This one here too. Action packed. He's angry. I like it. All right, scrolling through here, we got some Lucarios, we got some Lunalas. I do like me a nice Lunala artwork. This one pretty badass. The ones like the ones in Cosmic Eclipse, the one with the Lunala, Solgaleo, and Lily. Friggin' wicked dicked. We got Lycanrocs for days. Pretty nice. Again, their GXs are damn snazzy. All right, we're into the Mega. We're in the Mega zone here, guys. A lot of people don't like Megas. I know there's a lot going on, but I love them. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because when I got back in early XY and then Megas were introduced, I was like, damn, these Megas, they're damn Megalicious. But yeah, I just like Mega Evolution in general as well. I think it's very, very cool that the text going across these cards is in Japanese. On the English card, you have the text going across in Japanese. On the Japanese card, you have the text going across in English. And the text is the ability. Pretty cool. Pretty cool little thing. I'm sure a lot of you already knew that, but I think it's a nice little touch. They're wild. They're crazy. Like it punches you straight in the eyeballs. And then when you wake up from it, it does that thing with the two fingers and it goes pa 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 right in your eyeballs over and over again. But yeah, it's purple, it's pink, it's yellow and red. Super awesome. Love these Gengars as well. The jelly beans. Very, very cool. We got the the Mega Gengar in the white. Very, very nice. We got the Gyarados. And then we had the secret rares that were just like a different border. There's the Mega Kangaskhan EX, and there's the Charizards as well. They're a little bit hard to notice, and I kind of dislike that a little bit. I get that they were trying to not like make it too obnoxious, I guess. But maybe if they had gold all around the bottom here too. I don't know if that really works though, because you get the typing. It's tough. I think these were a little bit too hard to distinguish the secret from the non-secret, but we get the Mega Latios. And again, these are going to be probably the only Mega cards, unless they reintroduce Mega Evolution for the large part. We got the Mega Mawile EX. You know I like that one. Here we go. With the Mega Ray. I also have an attachment because I was playing the game at the time. I was collecting at the time. And when you get one of these bad boys from a pack, you definitely know it. The Mega Steelix. The Mega Slowbros. The Mega Venusaurs. Very, very cool. The Machamp. Not sure why his fist is so red, but it is. We got the little bit. It's a little boring here with the Machamp, the vanilla Machamp that turns into different colors. Didn't get a shiny version of him, but it was ready for it. The Meg Cargo here. We got the flames coming out of his shell. I guess they're coming out of the shell here too. Different angle. Magearna. We got the EX. Again, even EX, like the full arts, some of them pretty nasty. This is Steam Siege. Don't tell anyone, Steam Siege isn't that bad. Here's the two-third art Malamar. These cards are awesome. I guess this is a promo as well, but I think they did quite a few of these. We've seen a couple so far of these two-third arts. Malamar of VMAX. We had some more breaks. We got some more tag teams. Tag teams were a really cool idea. This Marshadow is sick. I love this. The GX. Yeah, these guys are more rare, but look at this boy. He's just punching. This one here, kicking. Angry as all hell. We got the Martial Arts Dojo. Pretty cool. We got the little Manchi here in the corner. The Mawile GX. Gotta like that. We got the Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. Very cool. Still waiting for my Mawile V to come out any day now. Before V's are gone. I would assume that with the next generation we're going to lose those. Meloetta here. Beautiful card. Again, it's just the standard art box size, so overlooked for sure. I do like these, the Metagross here. Yes, the background is pretty plain and crazy, but it just like really highlights the Pokemon, especially this one here, where he's taking up the majority of their art box anyway. Like this could almost, you could almost let him come out of the artwork box here a little bit on one side, and it would look very cool. We got the Mew EX background, very simplistic, but again, you're gonna have some textures on there, and it'll look a whole lot different in real life. We got some Mewtwo's. This one here, very CG, but again, another black and white full art. Beautiful card. Absolutely beautiful card. The Mewtwo EX. I kind of miss the aesthetic of the EXs as well. Just the regular EXs. A lot going on, but still very legible. Just a whole lot of excitement. The GXs do the same to an extent, with like the debris and stuff going on, but Mimikyu GX. We got the Morpekos here. All of them looking very similar. What do we got? Sword and Shield base. We got a promo. We got the shiny boy, shiny set. Sword and Shield base full art. Sword and Shield base VMAX. Again with the swirls and whirls that can be removed for the texture treatment and the rainbow treatment. We got the Mr. Mimes. Again, the GX. Way better. Mount Coronet, the gold trainers. When these came out, everyone was losing their absolute mind. They were like, wow, these are sick. They do look really awesome. I like them. Definitely an upgrade to what was once before. Would be just like, it'd be a muscle band, but then it'd be like a gold border and a textured little thing here in the middle. Definitely a step up in that direction. Very cool cards. Be cool to see them all put together in a binder. I'd like to see more stadiums that are related to like actual Pokemon locations. Would be really cool, and a cool collection to see. All right, let's jam through these a little bit quicker at this rate. I love this Noibat flying through here. The Noivern here as well. We got kind of like the sound waves going on, but also the nature background coming up out of the forest. Very, very cool. We got the new Dialga VSTARs. I don't know, the Pokemon design itself I'm not really crazy on, but we got the Palkia GX and the very plain down version of them. Same with the Persian here. I like this Phantom, very nice little misty or foggy woods where he's coming through. We're into the Pikachus, the Pika-Roms. Pika-Roms for days. Potown. We get the Pokeball. One of the most simplistic cards probably in existence, but again, just a cool, it's got texture on it and everything else, and more of a shine to it. This came in the Ultra Premium collection. Still waiting to see a reprint on that. Wouldn't surprise me. The further away we get from it, like the less likely it is, but I think there's so much demand for it that it wouldn't surprise me to see one. Power Memory. We got the Porygon Z here. Like that. Maybe it's just like the stamped promos that I really like. Here's some more Megas, or not Megas, rather some Primals. These were pretty wild. Again, in the that Mega format. Primarinas. Pumpkaboo here. Gotta like how the lights are kind of lighting up the pathway here. Very cool. And not something that's always exactly illustrated. The Raikou EX, black and white, full arts, great. They're great every day, all day. This Raikou GX is pretty cool as well. In terms of the Raichus, I'd say this one on the top is probably my favorite of the three. Coming down here, we got some scrolls. We got the Rayquaza Amazing Rare. If you can't tell, it's pretty much the same as previous Rayquazas that they've done. Just has the like splishy, splashy rainbow behind them. Pretty much it. How that changed people's opinions. I think people just also like to see something new. It's exciting to not look at the same thing all the time. It's kind of the same with the hyper rares. When they came out, everyone loved them, especially kids friggin' loved the hyper rares. I'm sure a lot of them still do. But yeah, it's something. It's got to be something new, and that's kind of what alt arts are doing, and that's why everyone's kind of losing their mind over it. This Ray here with it's got like flames in the background, pretty badass. We got the Reggies. Again, I'm not really a big Reggie fan, but these are sick. Back into the black and white full arts. Also really like. Okay, I was like, why is there two of these? But that's the 25th anniversary one. It's hard to tell. There's a big difference in them in terms of the texture and the shine on it. This one's like a glitter bomb. The original, not so much. But that Reshiram and Zekrom from the black and white base set are very sick. Same with the Gold Boys. The Gold Boys don't photograph at all very easily. But Reuniclus, definitely one of my favorite Pokemon. Could have had better backgrounds and stuff going on here. This one here I think is still pretty sick. We got Rillabooms. Again, not in my top Pokemon list exactly, but there's some nice cards here. It's got like this one here with the drum. The triple drum here with the Gigantamax form. Little Rowlet action. The Rotom. Do like this Rotom here. The Team Plasma. They did a really good job with the Team Plasma Pokemon. Here we got the Sableye. And I think the majority of those were non-holos. Salazzles. We got Samurats. We got Scizor. I like the Scizor. I think Scizor in general. I don't know if it's the time that he came out or what, but for some reason I just expect and really like to see him in like a CG kind of form. I want to see him like shiny and shelly, like he's made of steel and he's got a fresh red paint job on him, fresh out of the auto shop. Very, very cool. Seismitoad here, looking drowsy. Scrolling through, we got the Shaman VSTAR. Again, I like Shaman. I like VSTARs. I think they're a nice little change up here from the VMAX kind of meta that we've been seeing. We got the Shaman EX. Again, and the gold borders do look a lot better on the actual card itself when it's textured. It kind of like makes it pop a little bit. If you remove the texture and the shine, it kind of doesn't exactly do it justice. We got the Shuckle here. Not the best little scenario for the Shuckle. I think they could have put him in a better natural. He looks like he's half ready to battle and half like not so much. Simisear, I do really like this this V. It definitely stood out. I like the fact that Simisear got a V. It was pretty unexpected. Big fan of that. We got a Skrelp here. Again, that line I think is just lends itself well to the CG. Same as the Sliggoo in the forest here. This one's kind of neat. We just have like a little platformer base. It's almost like it's like a miniature of a Snivy that someone set up and made like a little artificial turf for him. Solgaleo on the top here is pretty cool, as well as the GX. I like that. You got kind of like the it was like asteroids and stuff going on around him. Spupa, looking cute. Again, love the sunlight coming down through the trees, lighting up the Pokemon itself. Stakataka GX. I'm not sure exactly how you do a better or worse Stakataka GX. It doesn't show a lot of emotion like other Pokemon. I mean, I guess you can have it like here where it's got its arm up ready to smack you. But yeah, it's difficult. Also, it's a bulky Pokemon. So trying to get it all on the card itself while it's doing anything, also probably pretty hard to do. Suicune, a GX here. I do like that one. Like the water splashing up. In terms of a full art, I think this is pretty sick. The expression on the Suicune. We got all kinds of Sylveons. I think Sylveon works pretty well with the CG as well. These are pretty awesome. Oh, that's the XY promo. I think is that the promo that came with the all the other Eeveelutions, and this one was kind of out of place because the other ones had like weird checker patterns and stuff in the background. We have the Sylveon GX. These both look awesome. We got the flowers. We got like hearts and stuff all over the place. Very Sylveon-esque. All right, page 20 of 23. We're almost there, guys. Thanks for holding in there. Thanks for letting me know down below which ones are your favorites. Prefer if you have a top favorite, but if you have a couple that you really like, then let me know that as well. I do like the Tapu Leles here. The Winkin Lele. There were a few variations of the Lele, mostly just because it was painfully super duper powerful in the TCG. So it got some different versions released. The price did come down quite a bit when it got the promo printed. Terrakion, gotta like that. Again, with the full arts. The full arts from the black and white era, very sick, nasty. Thundurus, I'm not really a super big fan of the Risses, but yeah, teach their own. Just in terms of Pokemon design, like I think this is a pretty cool Thundurus EX full art. I like the action pose. I like the logo in the background. Torchic here. These 2/3 art cards are pretty sick. I almost kind of wish that they would do something like this for your reverse slot. Have like every card in your arsenal. Every card that can be a reverse already at this point in time, turn it into like a 2/3 art would be pretty cool. Cool little change, something like that. Give us something a little different. Toxapac's definitely one of my favorite Pokemon. This one's pretty badass here. You can see it's like swiping through the water, creating the bubbles. Pretty cool. Page 21, Training Court. Again, love those. Serena here, pretty great GX card. There aren't very many of the GXs where I don't really like the artwork. I think they're all pretty good. This Tyranitar V is one of my favorites. Again, another Pokemon that lends itself well to being CG, but also like the sound lines around him because he's clearly like roaring or whatever. I love it so much. When I first got it, I was like, this is way better than the previous. I think there was a previous Tyranitar V. Maybe it was a promo that came out before that. But this became my favorite just because like you can tell he's screaming. There's rocks falling down. Like he's fierce. We got the Tyrant here. We haven't seen a Tyrant or a Tyrantrum in a while. It'd be kind of neat to see them make a resurgence. We got the Umbreon from Team Plasma. Again, the Team Plasma Eeveelutions, definitely some of their best work. Do like them. There's the Vaporeon. Okay, yeah, they did the Vaporeon V. So I would imagine they did the trio, all three of each, and then within the set itself. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, because these were in the Japanese set, but we got them as promos in the tin instead. So like, in order to pull a Vaporeon V from the set, you had to actually pull the full art. You couldn't get the baby one. There's a Victini full art again. We got the Victory Cups for all you haters of 5-band, but likers or lovers of trophy cards. We got the first, second, and third place Victory Cups. Again, we got the scene where you get more Pokemon with the higher placement here. They just keep adding Pokemon basically. Third place, sorry, but you only get a Victini. That's it. That's all. Next page. I do like this Victini V as well. Pretty sure Victini is my favorite fire Pokemon. Pretty sure that's what I picked when I did the what's your favorite Pokemon of each type. I'm pretty sure that was it. We got the Whimsicott. Gotta love that Whimsicott VSTAR. Even the Whimsicott, the full art and the hyper kind of lends itself pretty well. Just the Pokemon, the amount of space that he takes up, and the fact that just him on a pink background kind of works. Doesn't really work for all Pokemon, but I think he's an exception. I think Wigglytuff or something like that, maybe the fairy type just with a pink background, kind of really does it. Maybe Wigglytuff would need a different color. We got the Q-Rems. I think these two here, pretty badass. The Wishy-Washy, again, one of my favorite Pokemon, but I think the GX artwork here is stunning. Into the Xerneas Zone. Lots of cool Xerneas cards. The EX. I think even the full art, pretty nice here. Gotta like that. That's XY base. Very, very cool. Xurkitree, again, people aren't really, they're not Ultra Beast enthusiasts, but to me, I don't know, I like them. It's the same thing with the Hisui and stuff, where people haven't necessarily played the game, or know the Pokemon or watch the show through that era. They don't really have an attachment to them, so it could take some time, but maybe eventually they catch on. There are a lot of Pokemon at this point, so. The Zacian lv.x, again, man, these throwback cards, best part of Celebrations or the 25th anniversary. They should have done a whole set like this. Screw the reprints, give us some old style like lv.x's, primes, EXs, mega EXs, all that stuff. They should have done that with Pokemon that didn't get them. I think that would have been a much cooler anniversary thing, and then you can just give everyone a promo base set Charizard because that's what they want. Now, Zacian time. This Zacian here on the right, I think probably my favorite. Just like the motion that's going on. There's only so much you can do with the sword dog. He's got a sword in his mouth. He's being a dog. Zekrom, Again, here's the black and white Zekrom to go with the Reshiram from the base set of black and white. I love those cards. I love the gold ones as well. Again, it kind of like, usually on camera they look a little bit mustardy. I don't know if it's just like you need like the perfect lighting. You need like a photo studio in order to do justice taking a photo of them. Again, the full arts from your black and white era, just sick nasty. This is the Celebrations one. Again, it has like glitter slopped all over it. They kind of ruined it. In my opinion, it looks better the way it was originally released. I get that they didn't want to release exactly the same card, but it kind of, my opinion, could have been better. Love this Zoroark here with the moon. Again, if you have the moon, if you have lightning, if you have underwater, your card is going to look sick nasty with a hollow pattern. And then to sum things up here, God, that Zoroark GX was OP. Again, the GX looks better than the others, but we went through that, guys. We went through that. It's because they got a recolor, and that you got to be able to tell what the hell it is with the rainbow pattern on it, which is still pretty difficult to do, but you got to give it a chance. Love this Zygarde here. That's sick. The Zygardes, I guess, also lend themselves really, really well to that like CG design here with the full art. I think this was part of a box. I'm pretty sure it's got the A there. It's from Fates Collide, but this was like from another promo box, I think, or the Ultimate Super Duper Collection Plus. I do like this Zygarde GX on the bottom here too. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you stuck with me this long, thank you even more. But yeah, let me know what you think, what you want, what you think is the best, what you think is the worst. Why do you hate 5-ban? I think people are a little bit unreasonable with it. Maybe it's just a meme at this point, kind of the same way people hate Steam Siege. But then years from now, I'm sure people will be boner twisting 420 for a pack of Steam Siege. So remember that. Mark the date. Boner twist. See you next time. Join the Discord. Bye.